and welcome to the April 25th, 2019 meeting of the Southeast Delco Board of Directors. May we please stand, salute the flag, and have a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Scott, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Forbes? Present. Mrs. Gallagher?
Present.
Mr. McBride?
Present.
Ms. Monroe?
Present.
Ms. Peter Coey?
Present.
Dr. Wilson?
Here.
Ms. Woodfolk? Present. Ms. Scott Robinson?
Here.
Ms. Phillips?
Here.
Dr. Books?
Present.
Mr. DiOrio?
Present.
Mrs. Irons?
Present.
Ms. Harris Johnson?
Present. Thank you. We will now have a presentation from Sharon Hill School.
They have a PowerPoint presentation. And Mr. Baxter, if you would wait just a moment so your projector, actually our projector is warmed up.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us to do presentations this evening. I'm Mr. Baxter, the principal at Sharon Hill School. Thank you to all of our parents, our board members, and all of our community members for coming out this evening. I'm actually going to have the students to introduce themselves, and we're going to jump right into our PowerPoint presentation. We did have two individuals work with the students on the PowerPoint. Jessica Thomas, she's our guidance counselor, as well as Paulette Brown. She's our interventionist for our behavior interventionist in the building. Neither one of those ladies could attend, so they're sending their student leaders this evening. So without further ado, we'll have them introduce themselves and we'll get started.
Hi everybody, my name is Haja Chroma. Hi everybody, my name is Haja Chroma, and I'm in 6th grade.
Hello, my name is Marian Bangora and I'm in 6th grade.
Hi, my name is Terrence Oliver, and I'm in 8th grade, Paramediation, National Junior Honor Society, and Student Council. Good evening, school board directors, district administrators, teachers, and community members. We are honored to be here tonight to present some of the wonderful things that are happening at Sharon Hill School. This year has been very exciting. We will now present a collection of highlights displaying a few of our events this school year.
Our 2nd graders took a walk on the wild side with Zoo on Wheels and discovered new things about wild animals and their environments. In the month of February, we held our 2nd annual celebration of Black culture. It was amazing. It was an amazing time where students felt a strong sense of culture pride. It was reinforced our monthly character traits, which was tolerance. Students enjoyed daily trivia questions and murals decorating contests and walking tours for the building to view murals.
In the month of February, we held our second annual, Here are more highlights from the mural competition. Each grade level was assigned a topic and given a task to create a hallway mural. National Junior Honor Society students served as tour guides and escorted classes around the building, giving them a synopsis of each mural. Topics include things such as the Harlem Globetrotters and NASA's human computers, which are Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson. And we also learned about Tuskegee Airmen and Hollywood's brightest stars.
Another great component of the celebration is that our entire school community is encouraged to wear attire that goes along with the theme of cultural pride. Students look forward to expressing their sense of pride every year. Our next event is the Kindness is Cool Challenge, which was created as an anti-bullying initiative for Bullying Prevention Month. With all of the internet challenges being so popular, classes were given this positive challenge to promote collaboration, student-teacher relationship building, social-emotional learning. The challenge also sent an important message of accepting others, showing kindness, and working together toward a common goal. Classes were challenged to create an original song, poem, written piece, skit, or rap that had a message of kindness, anti-bullying. We would like to share with you the 3 winning class videos.
So that was our 8th grade class. We actually had an intermediate group it wouldn't load properly, but this is one of our primary grades that actually won. This is second grade teacher, Ms. Schaefer.
No, we're doing the kindness and cool challenge. Sharon, are you ready for the kindness? Remember, be respectful to her oneself and her leader. So kindness always. In this school, we are here and we show respect. It's your choice to use your positive voice. It's your choice to use your positive voice. Share this on red. Kindness to the memory, respectful to our oneself and our leader. Show kindness always. So 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 kindness always.
We also had a Kindness and Cool 2 challenge during the month of March for our character trait of compassion. Classes were challenged to perform major acts of kindness, and if an entire class meet the task, they were rewarded. Here is how Ms. Toth's fourth grade classroom tracked their acts of kindness.
We hope you enjoy seeing all the wonderful things that are happening at Sharon Hill School. We would like to leave you with a picture of a bottle cap mural that is displayed in our lobby. After having a bottle cap collection, our art teacher created this beautiful work of art to serve as a reminder when the entire school to always be kind. Thank you for having us, and we appreciate the opportunity to represent Sharon Hill School. When we aspire to go higher.
Thank our students for coming. I'm Erica Harvey, the acting assistant principal at Sharon Hill School, and I want to thank you guys for letting us come out and show you some of the fun things that we're doing at Sharon Hill School.
So sorry. So, I applaud you on that project. It looked like as if all the kids were very engaged in it, and it seemed as if they enjoyed every part of it. And hopefully it's something that just emanated throughout the whole school, and it will definitely continue throughout their community. One of the things that I did notice in the video when they were intervening, I saw, I think, was that you, Mr. Oliver? When you were breaking.
Oh, that
when
was
you-
another student.
Okay, it was another student. Because I saw the safety move. I saw him, with his hand, like this, so that he was, making sure that he was safe while he was intervening. And if that was something that you guys taught them, I thought that was definitely a good tool to use.
This is our second year doing this, and we normally get about one video per grade level, which is good. So these are just two of the videos, but we had about 6 or 7 that Miss Thomas and Miss Brown looked at to decide who the winners were.
I have a question.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Kim. I have a question, Mr. Baxter. Oh, will we get a chance to see that? Can you send us the other videos so we can see everybody's work?
I will talk to Ms. Brown. I know that she has
fair enough.
all of those,
Fair
and
enough.
I will see if she can. They're large files, so
Oh,
I'll see
okay.
how we can get those downloaded and sent out,
Okay.
and compressed into, even if we have to do some kind of thumb drive or something.
Okay, I would just like to see all of our kids.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Any other
Great
questions?
job. Excellent. Thank you again. And while the Sharon Hill is leaving, I'll go on with the meeting. At this time, I have no comment to make as the president. Please note that persons wishing to address the board must be a resident or an employee of the district. Provide their name and address and complete the yellow card, which is located in the back of the room. Superintendent report, or you want to do the students? Okay, now we will have a report from our students.
Good evening, members of the School Board of Directors, administrators, teachers, students, and community members. Here are your Academy Park High School announcements.
On Thursday, March 28th, Academy Park varsity baseball team won its first game of the year, bringing its league record to 1-1 by defeating the Chester Clippers by a score of 15-0. Pitcher Barry Brown dominated, striking out 4 would-be batters in 3 innings of work, allowing 0 hits and 0 runs. Offensively, Isaiah Wilson and Paul Brothers each had a hit and 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored.
Our junior class of 2020 will be taking their class trip to Hershey Park on Tuesday, May 28th. Tickets cost $65. There will be 1 school bus. The trip will be available to the first 50 students who are eligible and pay. Permission slips are in room 245 or the library. See Ms. Tallarico or Ms. Kuza with questions. And today, the 9th grade academy visited the Lantern Theater to see Romeo and Juliet. Today's field trip will reinforce the English language content area that has been taught and overall with a valuable experience for the 9th grade academy students.
This year's junior prom is tomorrow, April 26th at the Lazaretto Ballroom. The juniors are very excited.
On April 2nd, the lacrosse team got their first win of the season. Down 6-2 with 13 minutes left in the game, the team scored 4 goals to tie the game and force overtime. Shayna Flory scored with 7 seconds left in the second half to send the game into OT, and then scored the game winner of a pass from Alicia Matthews. Shayna had 5 goals on that day. In the defense, Jordan Lanier, Destiny Booker, Tiani White, Brittany England, and Anissa Fleming held tie scoreless in the final 13 minutes in OT. The entire team worked together to complete the comeback, and JV followed the excitement with a 3-1 win.
On April 3rd, the APHS Reading Olympics team competed against Marple Newton High School, Archbishop Carroll, and Academy of Notre Dame, Dana Moore, in the 2019 Delaware County competition. This year's team earned more than 50 points to take home the blue ribbon, which is the top color. The team worked very hard all year and it showed. Additionally, a huge thank you to Mrs. Much and Mrs. Clinice for leading the kids to victory, and to Dr. Mozakowski for approving all of their requests, and to Mrs. Watson Robbins for coordinating everything.
On April 5th, Poetic 101, we won our second slam of the season. The victory secured our team spot in the championships, which will take place at the Kimmel Center on Friday, May 24th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Please come out and support our team.
APHS students kicked off spring break by having a day dance on Friday, April 12th.
On April 9th, the JV and varsity lacrosse teams combined efforts to defeat Penwood by a score of 10-3.
SC Delco District Musical is proud to present our 44th musical, Seussical. Now one of the most performed shows in America, Seussical is a musical extravaganza. Join SC Delco School District students in grades 5 through 12 for this amazing musical. You won't want to miss it. Advance reserve tickets, center orchestra section, are $10 for adults and $8 for students or children or senior citizens. And general admission tickets in advance are $8 for adults and $6 for students, children, and senior citizens. Show dates are Friday, May 3rd and Saturday, May 4th at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, May 4th and Sunday, May 5th at 2 p.m. Please plan to arrive at least 15 minutes early. Online sales end 2 hours prior to showtime. We are also doing a Seuss party prior to the matinees. These are geared towards kids under 10 and include a child's ticket.
Congratulations to the Academy Park High School Fallcroft Campus Votech seniors, who will be recognized at senior award ceremonies on Thursday, May 2nd at 12:30 p.m. at the Fallcroft campus. The following students will be receiving awards. Anishka Simpson, she will be receiving the Senior Registry of Excellence in Culinary Arts, Janae Chisholm for perfect attendance in medical careers, and Justin Conley for Chamber of Commerce in the Culinary Arts program.
Also, congratulations to the APHS Aston campus Votech students who will be recognized and receiving awards at the Senior Awards Academy on Friday, May 3rd at 12:30 p.m. at the Aston campus. The following students will be receiving awards. Teray Washington will be honored with the Chamber of Commerce Award, and Saron Cuff will receive the Registry of Excellence Award and the Electrical Achievement Award.
Last night, two of our seniors, Kayla Harley and Victoria Natal, were recognized and were recipients of scholarships from the Taylor Community Foundation. Kayla Harley received a scholarship for her future plans in becoming a physician. Victoria Natal received a scholarship for her future plans as a nurse. Both students were featured in an article in the Daily Times on April 23rd. Congratulations to Kayla and Victoria. And this concludes your Academy Park High School announcements.
Thank you very much, students. Would you like to stay?
Thank you very much.
And Dr. Butch, do you have a superintendent's report?
Yes, I do. So as I mentioned earlier, the artwork in the room is our grade 1 through 8 buildings. It's from our grade 1 through 8 buildings. Some of it was displayed for the flower show in the back, the right-hand side, if you look at it from this way. So please take a moment to look at the artwork around the room. I want to acknowledge the in-service death of Mr. Michael Ryan. He passed away April 9th. Mr. Ryan was a part-time van driver and had been associated with the district for a number of years over the last several decades. Let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. Students in grades 3 through 8 have started their PSSA testing. English language arts testing took place the last 3 days, including today. Mathematics testing will take place early next week, and science for grades 4th and 8th will take place next week also. So we are off and running with the PSSA testing. The high school Keystone testing will take place next month, in the middle of the month. Next month will be the high school Keystone test. as we get closer to the end of the year, there's a number of events happening. You already were told about the Seussical, the musical. Please come out and support our students. Our grades 1 through 8 buildings and also the high school will have a number of spring concerts and art shows, so please come out and support our students over the next couple of weeks with them. We also have a literacy night, senior awards night, National Honor Society, Junior National Honor Society. So the list of events go on and on. Please take some time to acknowledge our students and the activities that they participate in and complete over the last year for our schools. One of the other fun events, just for parents to be aware of and also board members, progress notes are coming out May 3rd. So we are getting very close to the end of the year. Progress notes come out halfway through the 4th marking period. So believe it or not, we're just about halfway through the 4th marking period already. Our last school day for students will be June 11th. Graduation is June 6th, I believe. It is the Thursday, and we are graduating from Newman University. All of the dates and times for these events are on our district website, so please visit our website and the school calendars that are on our website. I want to just briefly highlight some budget items. We have chosen not to adopt the proposed budget at this point. We will be having a couple additional budget meetings during the month of May and also June. Likely adoption of the proposed budget will be near the end of May, with the final budget adoption in June. Just a couple of items related to the budget. The deficit at the end of April, about a month ago, was a little under $3 million. We have done some work since that time, looking at revenue, including real estate transfer tax, earnings on investments, our access funding, which is funding for some special education programs and services that we provide. And so we were able to reduce the deficit down to about $2 million. That's still a very large deficit at this point. $2 million we cannot afford to absorb through our current fund balance. That is more than we can absorb. So we will have to make additional reductions or get additional revenue. I'm urging all people in the audience and all people around the table here to speak with our local state senator and local representatives, also anybody else that you know about the budget. Budget process won't be done, at least I don't anticipate that it will be done at the state level until after we already have to approve our budget. Without some additional state funding, we are to have significant reductions. Just to give a highlight of what $1 million in reductions would look like, about $1 million in reductions would be between 15 and 20 teachers and or support staff individuals. And as the board is well aware and community members are well aware, we have done a significant number of reductions over the last 10 years. 10 years ago, our employees numbered at over 700 employees. We're down a little bit over 600 now, and we cannot afford additional reductions. However, in order to make the budget balance, we will have to consider reductions and additional revenue. So that is an item we'll have discussions on. We have tentatively, all board members have been aware of a meeting set for May 9th at 6 p.m. That is Thursdays from now. I'll get it. 2 Thursdays from now. And it will be a budget discussion about where we're at with the proposed budget and what changes, additions, reductions we are looking at. But as I said, every $1 million is a significant amount of reductions, changes in the budget. The budget does currently have an Act 1 index increase of 3.4%. That is a $954,000 increase. The increase, if we did not do a Act 1 index increase and chose to not have any increase, the net result would be a reduction of funds by about $176,000 due to reassessed property values over the last year. That's where we're at with the proposed budget. I will be making this document available. I believe it's in the back of the room, and also make it available on our website. We will have additional discussions in 2 weeks, likely a discussion at the committee of the whole and a proposed budget likely around the fourth Thursday in May, and a final budget adoption in June. Any comments, questions about the budget? If not, that concludes my report, but any questions that any of the board members have about the budget? Okay, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Butts. Now the board is getting ready for the approvals. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
I make a motion to approve the agenda pending the approval of the solicitor for the education item number 2.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Treating that as a edit to the agenda, so you have approved the agenda with that edit.
Number, you said
Education item number 2.
Finance item number 2.
no finance.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let me amend my motion. I make
We'll make the edit. It's finance item number 2.
Item when we get to finance.
finance too. I'm sorry.
Number 2.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 28, 2019 regular board business meetings?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the bills, Mrs. Gallagher?
Oh, Madam President, I have a few, and they are all about the cyber charter schools and how much we have to pay each one of these schools. So, starting on page 531, up at the top of the page, it's the 21st century cyber, and it's $15,186.81. And then moving down to page 533 and starting with PA Cyber Business, Pennsylvania Virtual Charter, Reach, REACH, Cyber. Okay, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 schools I'm saying, right? I added these schools up, just the payments for this month, $155,128.85. This is paid for, I'm not even talking regular charter schools, brick and mortar, where children actually attend and they sit in the at their desk and they act, and hopefully they have teachers. But this is cyber. We're talking about learning this way, and for us to put out approximately that much of, it varies every month. It would be more than 155,000. It might be a little bit less than 155,000. But this is one of the things that we have to do. There has to be reform. And my associate here, Mrs. Forbes, she's going to share with us some of the ways that we might be able to influence our legislators on how to get these cyber schools, if they do indeed need to be in and used somehow. I'm sure that somehow the cyber schools are probably good. But they need legislation, and somebody else has to pay that all this money. All this money comes out. Our children and the children of all the students in the state of Pennsylvania are being hurt by this type of funding to this type of a school. And I'll just end by saying that I did look down the amount of charter schools, and I didn't record exact pages and schools. I just came out with a total. Now, just for this month, now we're doing charter. We're not doing cyber charter. $136,676.50 is the total that we were paying. So it's that, and then the $155,128.85 just for a cyber school, like on your laptop or your telephone or whatever they use them. And there's all schools, no matter whether they're in better financial shape than us, they also pay this, and they would be helping their students too. There's really no reason why we have to put out all this money for the cyber and the charter schools, and I have to admit there are some good charter schools. So, Madam President, that is all I have to say on that subject, but we will be talking about it, and I hope that we can all get together and that the audience here and on TV will understand that we need to do this and contact your legislators. Contact us. We'll be glad to do something to help. And I thank you for allowing me to share that.
Madam President, I do have 2 questions. Okay, my first question is page 521. County of Delaware, it says to the County of Delaware, and it says for device leasing fees. I'd just like to know what device. It says repairs and maintenance. What devices are they? Phones? Are they? That is from the County of Delaware.
We're to look that up.
I'm sorry.
If my memory serves me correct, one of the requirements is that our scales throughout our nurse's office are inspected and approved for students.
Oh, I assumed it was more like.
Is that? Okay. So we're required, and all the somewhat similar to what's required at your local gas station to monitor the flow of gasoline into cars. We have to have our scales sanctioned.
Okay.
And so it provides the Delaware County the total of $385 for their budget.
All right, I just have one.
Sorry.
My last one is on page 538. I can just scroll down. Okay. It's It says refund for prior year receipts for Morrow Investments, $17,890.05. And I was just curious, what is Morrow Investments and why are we refunding them?
That is a assessment, refund for an assessment for multiple years, so I can find the.
It was a reassessment.
Yes. I was unclear, but now I understand now. Madam President, that's it. Thank you.
Madam Vice President. Any other questions on the bills? Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $4,853,608.80?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Questions on new business? Are there any questions on education items 1 through 3? Are there any questions on finance items 1 through 4?
Yes, Madam President. On item 2, the service master contract, I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Okay. In reading the contract, it's my concern. Well, let me state this. As you all know, I'm a big proponent of this community. And reading the contract, it's my concern. I didn't see anything in there that states or speaks to the hiring of our community members. DMS has for the last 20 years has hired our community members, and a lot of people, including myself, have worked for them. So I just wanted to know, what is the plan? Is there a plan to hire our community members?
So I believe we have representation from Service Master. If one of you would be willing to provide a general answer of what your thoughts are in terms of the hiring process that you would use if this agreement was approved. And
be in front of you and give them the consideration to provide your cleaning services.
you have to pull the mic up or
How's that?
speak down into
Good?
it. So
Can you hear me now?
Our high school principal has a similar issue with the microphone.
Well, again, thanks very much for having us here, and we certainly appreciate the good consideration that we've been given. We want to be good stewards of your schools. We want to be good stewards of the people in the community. And the best people to bring in to work in a school are the people who live in those neighborhoods. They have a sense of pride. They have a sense of responsibility, of commitment. You know, they're an active, living part of this school district. And so our best resource has always been to work hard to recruit the people that live in these neighborhoods. You know, we love to see them walk to work, ride a bicycle. You know, I mean, it's the best candidate for the job. You know, you have to meet a very high threshold today to be employed in a public school system. We all know the level of clearances and things that you have to do. And the best people that have the highest retention rate, people that stay the longest, are generally always the people that live in those communities, in those neighborhoods, that live and work there. And so they have a sense of pride, it's convenient, they have the right reasons for wanting to participate and to do something positive in the schools. So we're very centered around dealing with people that live in the communities. And our human resource department targets into that, we recruit to that, they talk to local organizations, they do local postings, and we would also like to give the opportunity for the existing staff, and we're sure you have many fine people here. And, you know, Service Master deals with a particular set of abilities and expertise, and we feel that if we would have the opportunity to interview each of the existing employees and get a recommendation to the best that anybody could give as far as their tenure and their ability to come to work on a regular basis and good attendance and so forth. We would like to see those people stay in their jobs, as many of them as we can keep. We would hope that there are people that live here and that, of course, we're going to give them all the required resources of training and uniforms and proper identification and, have to rerun all of the security things there with, the Act 151s and the state and federal and the child abuse and all those things. But our best resources are the good people that are probably already working here that we could train in our systems and our methods and how we do the work, make them a little more professional in our opinion, and to make it a little easier for them. So the resource that we really look for are the people in the community. And we work very hard at that, and we work with a company called ADP. A lot of people are familiar with them. They're a huge human resource company, and they help us target into the community. So this is where we're really looking for people. But the initial resource, in our opinion, would be to have an interview process with the existing staff. If they'd like to make opportunity and come to work for Service Master, we'd love to talk to them.
Thank you for that question, if you don't mind. Okay, go ahead. Thank you for your response. My question is, what is the process? Have you, if your contract is approved, will you have like an open enrollment? How will you be able to meet with the current employees?
Well, it would be an open enrollment, but we would certainly notify them and encourage them to come to apply. And we would give them a preference that say, sir, you've been a good steward of your work here. You've done a good job. We don't want to displace them. We just want to say, hey, you want to come to work for Service Master, and this is what we have to offer. This is what we expect to be able to pay you, and these are your benefits. And we want to keep the good people that are here. So they would probably be the first go.
Is there a website they can?
Yes.
Can you give that out, please?
Yes, we can send that right out.
Okay, I have one more question.
They can apply on the website. We can we like to set up an area where we can interview them on, maybe before their shift begins, or, when they're on break or on a day off. We'll make it very convenient for them because we want them.
Okay, so I would just like to make a suggestion, Madam President, if I may.
I have one more question too.
Okay, but I just want to make one more suggestion. So I make a suggestion that we, when the information comes to the superintendent or whomever it comes to, that the current employees, if they want to have the opportunity to meet with with the company and do with the necessary things they need to do. So that's just a suggestion.
I just have one more question, sir. In reading the contract on page C3, it breaks down the hourly rates and everything. My question is about benefits. Can you just explain a little bit? How do your benefits work? Is it so many hours full time, then you get benefits?
Well, we have benefits for full and part time people. People are our resource.
Okay.
We want them to stay and feel the realized return is your paycheck.
Okay.
And the unrealized return is what you can take with you when you go.
Okay.
So all of our employees can enroll in our 401k retirement, whether they work 15 hours a week or 40 hours a week. So they can all enroll into our 401k retirement plan. And more than that, we match 4%. If they put in 4%, we put in 4%. We always give them would you rather save at the end of the year, if you put $20 a week away, you'd save $1,000. Mm-hmm. And, to do that, that would be after taxes. So you probably had to pay 25 or 6. Mm-hmm. But if you put in $20 a week, we put in $20 a week with you. And our employees are 100% vested the day they enroll. Mm-hmm. There's no vesting period for them. We want them to have the opportunity to feel professional. So they should have the opportunity to invest in their future, in their retirement. And we use Vanguard, which is a very large, well-known administrator of 401k plans. And we feel that we're not in the business of giving money away. We're in the business of providing a service with good, professional people. And turnover is the worst thing that you want to have. So we like to use the savings plan as our number one key benefit. They can also, and I know that our HR department's done this, and I can get a little more detail on this, is we've come up for a methodology for them to accrue paid time off. This is all the people. And I can't remember exactly what the formula is, but for every so many hours worked, you're entitled to an hour off. You know, and so.
Me too.
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you so much for taking. Anybody have any more questions? Thank you so much for answering our questions. I appreciate you. I really do.
Thank you very much for letting us be here.
I'm sorry, I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So how soon will you be notifying the current employees that they're welcome to apply with you?
Well, I mean, upon the award of the agreement, we would like to get probably with the facilities operations department, and we'll get a list. We'll make contact with them. And whether it be Esther Lena or Mary Jo, these are people in our human resource group. We'll actually be we'll call them on the phone and ask them what it would be, you know, and set some appointments up when it'd be convenient for them. If they're interested in staying on board, we'd love to have them stay on board. I'm sure all of these people now are currently cleared for service. You know, have all of the child abuse, the state police, the FBI, all the various levels of offense. You know, one statistic that our company just went through, and we have thousands of people working across the United States and lots of people here in this area. It cost us over $2,500 to bring in, recruit, hire, and train a service employee. $2,500. So, you know, the thing that we want to eliminate and minimize to the best of our ability is turnover. And so we'd love to, you know, have these people who probably already meet the requirements, so we just have to rerun all of the checks, you know, and all the balances. But they would be our first notification.
Okay, thank you,
We'd
sir.
like to say we don't want you to think you're going to lose your job if you're interested. We'd sure like to know.
Thank you so much for answering all our questions. Madam, that's all I have. Madam President, I do have something I want to say. I just want to publicly thank DMS, Miss Diane, from the bottom of my heart. She has helped a lot of people in this community for 20 years. And like I stated before, she's helped me out, and I want her to know from me that she is truly appreciated. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. And I'm sure that Miss Diane and the entire DMS will also know that we all appreciate her, along with Raquel Hines, for the many years of service that she has put in. Are there any questions on human resource items 1 through 10? Are there any questions on policy items 1 through 6? There are no property items. Are there any comments from the public regarding agenda items? Seeing none. New business voting. Do I have a motion to approve education items 1 through 3?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve finance items 1 through 4?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve human resource items 1 through 10?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve policy items 1 through 6?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There are no property items. Now we're going to have a report from the county community committee report. Dr. Wilson, do you have a report from the Delaware County Community College?
We did have a meeting. We talked about the enrollment. It's not going too low, but it's kind of leveled off. So they're hoping to get more, though the dual enrollment with the high school students is increasing throughout Delaware County, and they're trying to increase it as well and maybe start the process in Chester County. They showed us actually a tour of the building, which I also adjunct teach there, so I knew most of it, but I didn't know the tech part. It's a separate building, and it's actually really cool. It's really nice. We have one of the better kind of tech buildings where they can do construction and mechanical manufacturing, which is more mechanical and computerized now than you would think, and welding and some other stuff like that. So I know they've been pushing that a lot, different certificate programs, and that's really cool. I know some other districts are doing kind of a little work closely with them to get some cohorts of students kind of doing some of that mechanical manufacturing stuff too, because there's like needs and connections from DCCC once they get it with a bunch of different companies around here, which is pretty cool, and they pay pretty decently too. So those are different certification programs that I didn't even know about because I teach, just psychology. But those were little things. Everything else, there's nothing relatively new there other than that. I just hope that more of our students take advantage of the dual enrollment, especially during the summer. That's when they can take courses. That's when most of them do it too.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Ms. Monroe, do you have a report from the Delaware County Intermediate Unit?
No, Madam President, not this time.
Thank you. Mrs. Forbes, do you have a report from the PSBA Legislative Council?
I do, Madam President. The PSBA Legislative Council advocates for fair funding for school districts, amongst others. There have been many bills that have been passed in our state. At this time, we are trying to, the state is trying to do some legislation reform around cyber charter schools. Okay. One of the legislative reforms is along the lines of funding for cyber charter schools, and then another one is along the lines of specifically it's the one is reform for funding formula for cyber charter schools based on the actual costs. The actual costs are not equitable to the current funding formulas, in particular with special education costs. The other one is we want to support Senate Bill, Senate Bill 34 and House Bill 526 that provide funding relief for districts that have their own cyber charter school. And with this particular funding relief, it would take away the district's responsibility for paying for a cyber charter school for students who don't opt to, parents who don't opt to send their child to the district's cyber charter school. In our state, charter schools are performing at the bottom 5%. But our funding for cyber charter schools are almost $1 million per school for students who are going to cyber charter schools. So our school district has its own cyber charter program, and it's doing well. So with this funding, if our school board actually adopts the resolution, hopefully with other school districts adopting the resolution, it will pass so that we won't have to pay for students who are not using our cyber program. So with that being said, I've already given our president copies of the resolutions, and we will look over the resolutions and hopefully for the next meeting maybe pass the resolution. Oh, one other thing is just a reminder that the Legislative Advocacy Breakfast is May 17th, and if any board member hasn't already RSVP'd, make sure you do so. And if you don't know how, you can see me.
Thank you, Mrs. Forbes, for that information. Mrs. Irons, do you have a report on the Parent-Student Advisory Committee?
Yes, I'd just like to say our next meeting is the 8th, I believe that's Wednesday, the 8th at 6 o'clock over at Knight Academy, which is in Collindale, or the Alternative Center, some people call it. Okay. What I said?
You just said the 8th.
Oh, I'm sorry, May 8th, 6 p.m. over at the Collindale Center with Mr. Bogash and Dr. Ryan. That's all I have for right now, but I forgot to acknowledge we have 2 retirements, so I wanted to say that right now.
Okay.
We have Miss Margaret McFillin, elementary teacher at Sharon Hill School, 34 years of service, and Miss Janice Villano, building aide at Sharon Hill School, 23 years of service. I thank both you ladies for your time and commitment to the families of the Southeast Delco School District, and I wish you well on your retirement. Madam President, that's all I have right now.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Irons, and congratulations to our 2 most recent retirees from the Southeast Delco School District. Mr. DiOrio, do you have a solicitor's report?
Not,
What you might.
I know this will surprise you, Madam Chairman, but no, not this evening.
Well, we'll have to talk about that. Dr. Butz, is there any administrative update?
Yes, just a couple of items. Prior to or after the committee of the whole, there was a brief executive session that took place. The executive session talked about negotiation personnel items. Also, prior to this meeting, there was also a brief executive session, similar topics of conversation. So those 2 items, I do want to acknowledge the executive session. Also, I want to acknowledge, as I had indicated earlier this meeting, a number of awards being provided. One of our teachers will be recognized early next week, Monday, April 29th. And Holly Ciderone, who is a kindergarten teacher at our kindergarten center, I was in her classroom yesterday. The kids were learning, filling in blanks on words, and it was an interesting exercise. She's been a teacher with us for quite a number of years. She will be recognized as a 2019 Making a Difference Award, where she provides services to students with disabilities in an inclusive setting. So congratulations to Holly. A number of teachers or people recommended her for the Lifetime Achievement Award that she will be getting. This was brought to my attention by our building principal, Colleen Burke, from the Kindergarten Center. So thank you very much. Madam President, that is my administrative updates.
Thank you, Dr. Butz. Are there any comments from the citizens regarding non-agenda items? And we have 2. The first one is Mr. Patrick McGowan. Would you please state your name and address? And you have 3 minutes.
Yes, Patrick McGowan, 421 Clifton Avenue, Sharon Hill, PA. So I'm just here. Dr. Butz, actually, just a musical update. Dr. Butz already gave us our plug, so thank you. It was just a couple months ago that I was here with my concerns about the musical, and it feels great pleasure to tell you we are 1 week away from opening night next Friday night, and the students and staff, they are diligently working right now. So I was sent here, for them to graciously invite the school board to come out and to see the musical. It is Dr. Seussical, so being that you are all here for education, I would definitely say please come out and support the show. It is a phenomenal show. What these kids have done in the last 5 weeks alone is pure dedication. I spoke to Ms. Forbes many times with her son being in the show. First year, I'm very proud of him. It is Friday, May the 3rd, and Saturday, May the 4th at 7:30. And then Saturday, May 4th, and Sunday, May 5th at 2 p.m., I believe. And I would like to actually take this time to acknowledge the various administrators who have actually come and stayed and helped us with, babysitting, lack of a better word, but just being there for us. Dr. Butz has volunteered his times, many times. Mr. Robinson, the different support staff through ESC and the Academy Park High School. And your presence is acknowledged and is grateful, not just from the parents and the staff, but the students love seeing everybody there. It kind of feels like, hey, we have an audience while we're practicing. It gives them a reason to do it. And I can tell you, we just are doing our run-throughs, and it looks phenomenal. I encourage everybody, if you don't know how to get, the tickets, please reach out. I know Ms. Forbes probably knows how to get them, and please reach out. You should all receive an email from Holly Weber, the producer, in regard to tickets. So I just want to say thank you very much for all your support. Thank you.
Thank you. And we thank you also for your time and your efforts. Mr. Tony Scott, good evening and welcome back.
Welcome back.
And of course, the routine, name and address, 3 minutes.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, you have 3 minutes.
Really? I only have 2 minutes and 59 seconds now since you took me. Good evening. Once again, my name is Tony Scott. I live in Collingdale, 621 Andrews Avenue. I have a couple of things. I wasn't... you were talking about agenda items. I didn't know when Dr. Butz was speaking that what he was saying, was it a part of the agenda or not a part of the agenda, but what he said kind of got me up here. Budget. Every time I hear about a budget increase, I have a problem. I've been living in Collingdale now since 2000. I watched the statistics in reference to the school's progress. I've been doing it since 2000. It ain't went nowhere. It ain't changing. But every year, y'all want to increase my taxes. My mortgage payment went up $122 just in December, every month. I now pay $1,300 a month for the pleasure of living in Collingdale. I ain't trying to pay $1,500 to $1,400 based on your desire to increase the taxes because teachers need a raise. I'm retired. I ain't getting a raise. So what am I supposed to do? What are we all who don't work, who don't get extra money, what are we supposed to do? And to pay $1,300 to live in Collingdale? What are you talking about? I mean, what is it? This can't continue. If you guys come up with some budget increase this time, I'll be out here with a picket sign. I ain't going for no budget increase. That ain't happening. Y'all got to come up with something else. Okay? Ms. Gallagher, I appreciate you in reference to cyber. Y'all were talking about cyber school and all that kind of stuff. I got a problem with that too. I never hear statistics about what the cyber schools are doing for our kids. I look and see the numbers ain't good. So what is the cyber schools doing for our kids? If they ain't learning nothing, what the hell are we paying for? But every time you sit here and talk about, we got to pay this, pay. What? Where are the results? Where are the results? When do we get results for our money? Now, when we get some results, maybe we can talk about an increase. But until then, and you made one comment. You said cyber schools are doing well. What does that mean? Doing well? What does it mean? Statistically, when it comes to grades, what does it mean? Don't give me that pie in the sky, that gray stuff. I mean, come on. Doing well, that could mean anything. That could mean a 1% increase. It was 55% last year, it's 56%. Come on now. Don't play me like that. What are we getting for our money? That's my only concern. And this budget stuff, come on, y'all. Until we come up with some actual results that mean something, don't talk about no budget increase. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Can I respond? Okay. Mr. Scott, I just wanted to clarify my statement. I said that charter schools overall, cyber charter schools overall are performing at the bottom 5% in the state. Okay, I said we have a cyber charter school program within our district, and it's doing well. Okay, so I guess I should give you more statistics. I know that there are the students who are going to our cyber charter school program are successful. Okay, it's an alternative. So
These are all vague numbers. Successful. What does that mean? What does it mean in numbers? What does it mean?
So I appreciate that question, and for next school board meeting, I'll have some more data for you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scott and Mrs. Forbes, for your remarks. Now, for the future meetings for the school board. Committee of the Whole will be Thursday, May 16th, 2019 at 6 p.m. Board business meeting will be Thursday, May the 23rd, 2019 at 7 p.m. And
the additional meeting to discuss the budget will be Thursday, May 9th at 6 p.m.
And I'm here at the building. I'm urging all school board members who can possibly be here, please make that effort because it's important that everyone be here and understand exactly what the budget is about. And it's also open to the public. Now, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All in favor? Any opposed? This meeting is adjourned.